Are you a little bit worried that you've kind of become like the face for this?
Um,
Because like if things go bad or if the owners disagree with you and you kind of get the boot, then literally no matter what, like people are just like train streaming site.
no,
Okay.
because based on my experience on Twitch, it didn't matter whether I was an owner or not. I got the worst of it anyways. So realistically, whether I was an owner here or not, right, it won't matter. Like I would be treated that way anyways. Does that make any sense?
Um. Well, like people don't hold you responsible for Twitch's mistakes, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about each respective thing that I did on Twitch. They held me responsible for like maximum punishment, like unrealistic standards, unrealistic expectations, like just the worst of the worst, right? But they were.
No, I understand what
But
you're
they
saying, but I'm
were
saying that
lesser.
like for a Kick, like if Kick fucks up, like no one's gonna be like, oh god, Destiny was like a big Kick streamer. Like they'll be like whatever. But for you, they'll be like, well, Kick was like Train streaming website. Like if it fucks up, people might say like, oh yeah, like that's on Train.
Oh, you're referring to that? No, no, no. Yeah. So I would actually argue that that would be on me
Oh, okay.
because I'm under. So this is how I went about it. So before Kick, regarding stake on Twitch, and I felt the same way about the FTX stuff. That I feel like everyone kind of let, they kind of just dusted it under the rug, right? In my opinion, before you take any sponsorship or you affiliate yourself with anybody or anything, you must do your due diligence. Do you understand? Like this bullshit, oblivious tactic used by streamers. Oh, I didn't know. Listen, if you're going to make money from it, it is your damn business to know. Do you understand? So it's like, it's my responsibility to do the due diligence and make sure I'm working with people and a business model that makes sense. So at the end of the day, I'm doing constant checks. I've done my, due diligence. I've done my work. And I believe, it's in the hands of the right people. And if ever there came a time where that wasn't the case, damn well, I'm going to be very transparent about it and let everybody know.
Okay.
That's just like how, that's kind of how I operate. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe every streamer that like takes whatever, it's their responsibility to do the due diligence. Like the FTX stuff, I was very surprised. Like, do you understand how many orgs? Like I understand the argument they couldn't have known, but it's like it's their damn business to know and to consider that. Do you understand? Like they have to consider that permutation of a war. The possible reality of okay, what happens if this happens? Right? Like that's why, in my opinion, some of the sponsors that go around on Twitch or other platforms, just the full out blatant, kind of they pay you and you fully like I hate using the word sell out, but just for this instance, I'll use the example where you fully sell out and just like shill it fully. I think that's a mistake. I think every sponsor, no matter what it is, should have cautions beforehand, right? Like it's the only way you can protect yourself. Like I really believe every person who takes a sponsor should, one, do their due diligence, and two, even after doing due diligence, they should still have cautions and not fully shill and put full blind trust into anything. I think it's a big mistake, and especially in today's world, especially on Earth,
Yeah, that is the
you
planet
should
we're
not.
on. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you should not be trusting anybody fully. So like that's why I think all sponsors should be taken and given, and the viewers should all be given caution, no matter how much you love the sponsor or how much you wanted it. I think you should always kind of have that talk with your guys. I don't know. That's kind of just my idea.
Okay.
Feel me on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I generally agree.
Like that FTX stuff was wild, bro. Like I was shocked all the streamers kind of just let their friends off. That was wild. Like I understand you couldn't have known, but I really think once you take 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 million dollars, there has to be some sort of safeguard. There has to be some sort of caution set. Like it was just fully shielded and like, right? Like if there was some sort of partnership, fine, but it's like it was shielded purely just for the money part. That there was no actual, I don't know, like there has to be some sort of accountability there. The fact that it was just dusted under the rug or swept under the rug, and everyone's like, oh well, whatever. They couldn't have known. It's like, what the fuck? It's their damn.
I think for like for normal streamers, I think it's okay that they shielded and they didn't know because you're a normal streamer. But I think that the guys that worked in finance, I think that should have been it should have been a bigger wake up call for them. Like if like Pokemon is saying like go buy FTX and it's Pokemon. But if it's like some guy who's like a finance guru saying it, then I think there should probably be a little bit more responsibility there for that person.
I don't know. I just like if I ever, I don't know if yeah, that would be I would yeah, I could maybe come to a middle ground with you after we talk long enough about it, or maybe I could see some responsibility lifted, but. I like
because I mean, like, how are you gonna know if a company's gonna go bankrupt or if a CEO is gonna like fuck around, or if like a company's got like over leveraged positions on like exotic like Korean Bitcoin arbitrage? Like, is it realistic that anybody would know shit like that?
Yeah, you're right. But what I'm referring to is like, for example, let's say in a hypothetical world, in a different world, in a different time, I took an FTX sponsor, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's my responsibility to consider the fact that this is a possibility and say, all right, guys, listen, I'm working with these guys. This is an exchange, but listen, don't ever keep your money in exchanges. You never know what may happen because that's a general rule of thumb. You should never keep your money in exchanges. It's not smart.
All my
so
money's
it's like
on fucking Coinbase. Okay, let's be real.
Yeah, well, so that's not smart. So like, so realistically, like I feel like these are the precautions that should be relayed to the viewers, regardless of taking sponsorship. The problem is not one person on Twitch who takes sponsorships has any, like, I would probably say I'm the first when it came to the gambling stuff. And same with my other deals that I had, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, there needs to be a level of caution that's set, like, yo, guys, I'm working with these guys. You know, they seem good. They seem great. But you need to always keep your guard up. Don't keep your money exchanged. Like, these are things that need to be said. And that was what I told Steak when I first worked with them. Like, listen, like, I'm not going to go here and fully go in on you guys because... You know, like it's gambling at the end of the day. I'm going to set the precautions. I'm not going to do this false reality bullshit. I'm not going to, right? So it's like, so I guess so the place I'll come to the middle ground with you on is I do agree with you on the how could they have known. Mm-hmm. So on that, like, overall accountability, I agree with you. But on the personal accountability is the part where I think I'm projecting. I wouldn't, if I fully went in on something and didn't give the precautions on it, right? This is the keyword, precautions. Mm-hmm. If I didn't get the precautions, I would have a guilt. I would feel terrible if I was working with FTX and I went and I fully shielded for them, didn't set precautions every day, didn't tell people to keep their guard up, right? And then they get fucking scammed by it. Like, I would feel absolutely terrible and responsible, right? So it's like, and the only difference between that is in my control of just letting people know, yo, be careful, don't do this. If I would say that, then I would no longer feel guilty because I've let them know to keep their guard up and not to blindly trust something just because I'm doing it. I think that's that small little thing that streamers can do is the difference, like, in the moral responsibility that I think every human should have on a baseline level. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, sure. Destiny, and one person sponsored by FTX. Wasn't like everybody? I don't know in the streamer space, but I know in the YouTube space, I thought there were a ton of people that took FTX sponsors. All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.